All right, so today we are testing out some new microphones from Rode. This is the Wireless Pro. So actually, if you see underneath here, there it is, just mounted in there. And I just cover it up for some wind protection. Very similar to the Rode Wireless Go 2s, which I've made a video about before. I love those things, but did have a few complaints about them. But this seems to have addressed all those issues that I complained about in the past. I also have the lovely assistant with me, Carrie. I love this, just holding this thing though. It's like,
yeah, no, this is great.
am I putting you on the spot by doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a little kind of like in your face,
yeah.
But it feels more fun. Like it feels like you're a news reporter or even like Bob Barker.
Stealing my microphone. This is
because it's fun to hold.
It is fun to hold, huh? Let go of it. You already have your own microphone, actually. So Carrie is wearing her microphone right there on her hat. I saw a few live streamers do that. I'm like, I wonder how it sounds. So let's switch over to Carrie's microphone, and can you just say some stuff?
Say some stuff.
Yeah, so that's how it sounds if you just clip the microphone on your hat, or you could put it right here on this little handle thing, or you could just wear it magnetically on your shirt or clip it on. And one of the things I love about these microphones is how versatile there is. Is it versatile or versatile? Versatile.
I think it's tomato.
But one of the first things I want to do is just kind of see how these microphones perform in high wind. So we are pulling out the beast. Dun, dun, dun. Scooter is a lot heavier than it looks. Now you may be thinking, is that a bird scooter? How lame. Well, Segway actually sent this over for us to play with. It's called a GT2, and it's kind of crazy. 40 miles per hour, 43, 44 miles per hour on this thing. Okay, I better cool it. I just hit 44 miles per hour on a scooter. This is so dumb. How is this microphone sounding, by the way? My goal is to record this entire video with audio only from this microphone, because that way you can get an idea of what this microphone sounds like. So here's how the microphone sounds when we're going about 32 miles per hour right now, steady 32 miles per hour, so pretty quick. All right, going uphill this time. Wind protection is just this microphone and the fluffy thing, and I'm going 42 right now. Going uphill seems to do pretty good, just like the previous version. The previous version did not do well in terms of loud speaking though. If I was this close to the microphone and I was talking loud, then it would clip pretty quickly, but this seems to hold on really well. Honestly, I'm not sure how to feel about this scooter. Like it is too fast for its own good. It actually is quite a bit bigger than a regular scooter, and it's got like dual suspension in the front and the back. So honestly, it's a pretty smooth ride. Here, if I take off this wind cover thing though, it will just sound awful. So let me just take it off and let you hear what that sounds like. So no wind cover now, and you can see how quickly it starts to sound windy. So this is 17 miles per hour here, and let's just go. This is 30 now. 40, oh my god, 43, 45 miles per hour. With this kind of power, honestly, I feel more safe with my motorcycle helmet. But I actually took a Rode Lav and wired it right to here. I don't know if you could see it, but I put a little wind cover on there. Ryco undercovers to just kind of tape it and give it a little bit of wind protection. I probably should have actually used the over covers, a little bit more wind protection. So now instead of recording audio out of the built-in microphone on here, I'm gonna go ahead and unhook this and plug you in, so you will hear some sounds. It just switches over automatically whenever it detects something gets plugged. By the way, the camera I have out front of the scooter is the new GoPro 12. And then on my necklace, I had the DJI Action 4. So here we are in my helmet microphone. How does it sound? Literally the microphone lav capsule is inches away from my mouth, so it tends to be pretty difficult to get good audio out of a helmet like this, especially if I'm talking loud. So I'm going to talk a little bit louder right now. So this is pretty loud talking with a microphone inches away from my mouth, and the lav, I'll put a screenshot on the screen. This could be a cool option for motovlogging because I could just hook it up to the helmet and it records internally 32-bit flow. So that is making it so I can talk louder than usual like I am right now, and hopefully it doesn't just sound crazy distorted and awful. But I do have to be careful. I've seen some videos of people racing scooters, and yeah, that's a thing, racing e-scooters, right? But they're wearing full armor, which makes sense because they take some pretty nasty spills on these things. Like everybody I ride past, I think they're just like looking because they're like, wait, is that a scooter? Look at that, I got a motorcycle wave. All right, well that was exciting.
You're pretty fast there.
Yeah, pretty fast for a scooter, huh? You've seen something that looks like this before, right? But this is recording 32-bit float internally. 32-bit float. Do you know? You're not really an audio guy.
32-bit float. Who doesn't know?
What is
Come on,
32-bit float then?
Oh God, it's better if you explain it because I'm kind of tired.
It has something to do with how much information the microphone pulls in, right?
You know how usually when you're recording audio, you have to adjust the audio levels so that, if it's quiet, you have to raise it up or vice versa. Basically, like this records the whole spectrum. So it's kind of like shooting in RAW.
It's like shooting in RAW.
Yeah, just like you could clip highlights in a camera. It's like that, but it just records a lot of kind of dynamic range in audio. So it never really clips. And it seems like it's got pretty good microphones in there.
So you can change it in post.
So is this your favorite mic now?
I mean, right now, I think so. 32-bit float, it's got time code in here. I think your shot's almost up. I should stop distracting you.
All right, turn that camera on.
Broom, broom, nerd. Sam, how you doing?
Doing good.
You know that's not how you ride that thing, right?
This is how my uncle rides his bikes.
If I take off the wind cover right here, check this out. This is 3.5 mil input for microphones, but notice it's got threads on there. So locking TRS, this is great because if you have a lav on and you want to put it in your pocket, you don't have to worry about it getting unplugged halfway through and realizing it wasn't actually plugged in. Okay. This button here by default is the record button, so it triggers the internal recording. But I set mine up so that whenever I turn it on, it automatically starts an internal recording. And then just like before, we can just attach this wind cover and it locks onto place so you can't accidentally yank it out. So this is the magnet accessory. This will slide on, and that makes it so if I want to put it on my shirt like this, I just use the magnet and attach it. And the magnet they include is kind of thoughtful. It's rubberized so that if it's touching you against your chest, it's not cold or anything. Fully charged, this has 7 hours, but the battery inside of this case will fully recharge this 2 more times. So in total, you could get 7 times 3 hours of battery life. So 21 hours of battery life. I could leave that mic cover fluffy thing and magnet attached when I drop it in, so you don't have to take it off every time. That's one of the things with DJI's case is that you have to take off the mic cover every time you store it in its charging case. And one of the things that's awesome is that this USB-C port right here, not only is it to charge the case and microphones, but also for data transfer. So you plug this thing in, both the microphone pops up as drives, so you could download 2 mics at a time, opposed to having to plug each mic in individually like we do currently.
Found this feather.
Oh, nice. This is a nice feather.
Sam wants to recreate the Forrest Gump scene.
Watch it go. I thought I was gonna go that way.
These are recording in stereo into the camera itself. That way we don't have to download the audio off here if we don't want to, but it's always a nice backup in case you lose wireless connection or whatever. But should we test out the range real quick? Look how fancy oh, I think I broke it. So according to Rode, it says incredibly stable audio distances to 260 meters or 850 feet. Line of sight. Keywords here is up to 260 meters and line of sight. So, right now I'm pretty much line of sight. The microphone's going straight to the receiver, but if I turn around now, I have a giant body here just like blocking it. So that probably cuts the signal significantly. We've got the receiver on top of the camera and the microphone facing us as she rides away so we can maintain that line of sight.
This is me talking at 300 feet.
It seems to be doing pretty decent, but as soon as she steps in between,
Me at 300 feet.
it's cutting in and out. So now I've gone ahead and reeled her back to 100 feet.
This is me talking.
All right, it seems like
Hello?
a pretty good connection, and
Test,
it kind of
test,
spin
1, 2,
around while
3.
you're talking.
1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. How's it sound? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I mean, it could still kind of cut out even at 100 feet. So you can see how fast, basically, if you put yourself in between the microphone and receiver, it kills that range pretty quickly.
This is me at 80 feet. How's it sound at 80 feet? I feel so silly walking in circles with this tape measure attached to me.
What if I get in between? Now you have like 2 people kind of in the way between the receiver and transmission.
Hello? Hello,
Okay,
hi.
so that's seeming pretty stable, but obviously wireless range only really matters if I'm recording straight onto the camera and not utilizing the internal recordings, because once I record internally, I could send this thing to space and back and then sync it up regardless. And we have time code in here, which is really cool. I mean, time time code in a wireless mic like this is it's new. Now up to now I've been using these DJI mics, which still have their advantages. I mean, they're still smaller, so they're less obvious when you're wearing them on your shirt. I also like when I turn them on and off, they vibrate, so I don't have to look at it. Biggest issue was that the internal audio recordings out of here seem to have a little bit of drift. So not all clocks are super accurate. Now the Tentacle Syncs are quite a bit more expensive and more professional, but they have a fancy crystal oscillator, whatever it's called. I have heard that this also has that fancy crystal oscillator thing to help maintain its accuracy, but I took one of these and put it in the heat and the other in air conditioning, and there was definitely a noticeable drift. I would say about a frame after an hour or so. It's pretty consistent if everything's in the same temperature, but once you have one microphone over there in the heat and one that's in the cold, then you're gonna start seeing an offset there. So basically, who has the most accurate clock? It's gotta be Tentacle Sync, which makes sense. They're definitely a good professional solution, but not as versatile as this. The Rode seems to be pretty good as long as the temperature stays pretty consistent, and the DJI mics are the least consistent. So as much as I love these DJI mics, I think after I'm done, I'm gonna switch over to these Rodes because one, the more accurate clock inside of the internal recordings. Also, the locking TRS is a great peace of mind because I'm always terrified about the microphone just kind of coming out a little bit while it's in my pocket, and then now it's just recording my keychain rustling around in my pocket. Of course, the 32-bit float internal recordings and timecode capabilities. I mean, Rode really killed it with this mic. This is Bring Back Memories, Carrie.
Yeah, we've been here before. This time it's worse.
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm just here editing.
Hey, come over here. Go smell Chicky.
It's like a little... Did she smoke weed?
She got sprayed by a skunk.
Oh! Wait, let me smell it again.
Okay, I got a good whiff on that one.
Oh, I heard that tomato soup helps.
Yeah, it's a myth. It happened before, over 5 years ago. So flashback to the last time Chicky got sprayed by a skunk. Her room smells so bad. So it turns out the tomato sauce thing is a myth.
Oh.
We got super lucky because there's a big fat stain on the harness. If she wasn't wearing that thing, oh man. So yeah, if you ever find yourself with a skunk encounter, the trick is hydrogen peroxide baking soda and a little bit of dish soap. Now this little microphone adapter thing has been around for a little while, but I never really fully loved it because if you happen to talk loud into it, it would clip. So this definitely becomes a lot more of an interesting option to me because I could talk really loud like we could be at a party. Like if we were to do that with the Rode Go 2s, that would sound awful. Some people tend to complain about the file sizes of 32-bit float being bigger, but it's 691 megabytes for 1 hour of 32-bit float out of these microphones. So as a video guy where 1 gigabyte won't even get you 1 minute of video usually, I'm fine with this file size here. Funny thing is this Shure SM7B is actually unplugged right now. I'm not using it. I actually magnetically just attached the other Rode wireless. As someone that likes to utilize the 32-bit float internal recordings out of here, how do I sync? Well, that's where timecode comes in. Timecode is something that's been around for a long time and used in more professional settings, but basically it's like a super high precision clock where it starts with the hour of the day, then minute, then second, then instead of millisecond, it's for film and video. So the last one would be, instead of milliseconds, it would be frames. Now, as of right now, I am on a pre-production version of the firmware, so I can only get 2 of these microphones and 1 camera on a single time code. They have told me that they are currently working on implementing features where we could get more microphones and more cameras onto the same time code. So I'm very excited to see how that feature plays out because that's the beauty of time code is you could have as many microphones as you want and as many cameras as you want on the same time code. All right, so I'm going to quickly switch to the audio out of my iPhone real quick. The rest of this video entirely recorded on the Rode mics, but anyways, for phone users, this is a lightning cable that comes with the kit. Oh, that lighting is intense. It's making me look like I have like a cyborg eye or something. I'm going to take the USB-C, plug it in here, and the lightning cable into here. I'm really excited about the new iPhones having USB-C. Plug that in. Did the iPhone pretty much just automatically switch over to these microphones? So yeah, very straightforward. You just plug it into the phone and it pretty much switches over to these microphones. A stereo signal, by the way, so you can isolate these two microphones with the stereo signal going to the phone. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take that magnetic attachment off the microphone and attach it here to the receiver. Now I can just magnetically attach it to the back so I don't have this extra thing to carry. And very straightforward, very simple, very easy. I like that. But that's generally why I think Rode did such a good job with these microphones. Is it's useful whether you're looking for something super simple to just plug into your phone for some live streaming, or you can take it all the way to recording 32-bit float with time code on here for more professional settings. Price wise, we're looking at right around $400, which honestly is actually pretty good because these microphones are super capable. And the kit also comes with 2 of these Rode Lav mics, and these are pretty solid. They're about $100 each. So, you're getting $200 worth of microphones. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug. So now we are listening to audio from this little lav mic that you can just kind of clip onto yourself. The one thing to keep in mind is that if you tape it to your chest, make sure you have the microphone facing outwards and not into you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clip that on like that. But of course I could take, something like moleskin and tape it to my body so that it's invisible and hidden. It does come with a smaller wind cover option, but again, it's pretty windy here. So I'm gonna just leave this on. And how does the lav mic sound? I put all my accessories in this bag. I love these. These are from Porta Brace and they're clear and transparent. And I like being able to just see inside before I start digging through a bunch of pouches. Rode also does include an accessory case, but it looks so similar to the charging case. So whenever I'm trying to grab one or the other, I'm just like mixing them up. So I like having a separate bag. And also for the lav mics themselves, I got these little pouches that I'm ordering. I think that's just gonna help me not get all my cables tangled up and all. And I do have to say that I'm kind of enjoying just filming with such a basic setup right now, like my phone on a little tripod and this lav, and that's it. Like, there's something freeing about not having a ton of gear to set up just to record.
There's no parking area.
Oh, no parking area? That's my life. I'm always just getting kicked out of places. But anyways, I hope this video was kind of useful and not a total waste of your time. But links in the description if you're interested in picking up some of these microphones and stuff. That is all.